you ever see me in his hoodies and t-shirts and jeans or my jammas. I'm going to make biscuits and gravy. Yep, this is kind of awkward. Let me pick you up just a little bit. Can you still see? Of course, it's not going to be like your grandma's gravy or my grandma's gravy, but it's really good. A couple of things I do with my biscuits. The recipe isn't mine, but I do add a few of my own things, as I would hope you would too. You know, you just add little things to make it your own. And one of them is bacon. Now this is really crispy, and I did that on purpose because for this recipe, I grind up a whole bunch of it, and this actually goes in my biscuit mix with some grated cheese. And in the recipe it doesn't call for that. Also, I'm making a double batch so that I can have them. So the ingredients that I'm putting in here, I won't tell you how much I'm putting in. I'll just put the original recipe in the description box. So I'm gonna grind up a whole gob of this. So let me turn you off so you don't have to listen to it. Okay, so here's, I don't know, about a quarter cup of ground up bacon. And let me tell you, when you put this in your food, whether it's biscuits or your gravy, because you've ground it all up, the seasoning, everything just pops. So I'm going to set this up here. We're going to do our dry ingredients first. I have a very small workstation and my bulletproof coffee, of course. Now you can write this down as I go, but this is not the original recipe because I've made some changes for myself. And I'm also doubling. I'm going to put 3 cups of almond flour. I don't think I can get this in there. Oh, you know what I do? This goes all the way to 2 cups. So we're going to be getting all oaky on this. And there's 2 cups. And I need another cup. So there's our 3 cups of almond flour. So now we need the salt and the baking soda. So I got my recipe right here. So I need 2 teaspoons of salt. Where's my teaspoon? And 2 teaspoons of baking soda. And I have made these several times. Now I do different seasonings, and depending on what it is, I've even made a sweet batch of biscuits. So, and for garlic salt, this is just to taste if y'all want to put garlic salt in it. Whoa. I'm putting a teaspoon of garlic salt. And we're just going to mix all our stuff together, try to get it incorporated. Boy, she sneaks in here. Now we're going going to do our wet. I'm going to create a well. You know, so it's kind of like a little pond. And you want to have melted butter. This is 6 tablespoons of melted butter. And sour cream. So we're going to do, how much does that ask for? I need 4 tablespoons of sour cream. I'll turn you back on in a second. This might take a minute. Okay, once again, it just shuts off. So anyway, I have all of my eggs, all of my ingredients in here, and I'm going to mix it, and I'll come back when it's good and mixed. Okay, so here's what it looks like, all mixed up. Just like biscuit dough. So what I'm going to do, I am going to turn you off so I can get these all kind of set in the oven. And then I'll bring you back because we're going to make the gravy. Okay, scratch that. Normally I do normal biscuits, but I don't normally make this big of a batch. Like I said, when I live in my horse trailer and I'm traveling or I'm working, because I live in a semi, well, I don't live in a semi, but that's what I drive for work. You know, so I can only make small batches at a time. And I started making biscuits. I said, forget that. So I'm making it this way. So I've got my 2 little dishes ready, and I've got my oven on 400. And it's going to depend on your oven, but I would check it in 10 minutes and then start working from there. I do have a little bit left over, so I'll be able to make some more. Now, oh, I missed. I left my coffee over there. So, making the gravy, I need, well, let me get all my stuff together for that. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is why I don't, I can't chew gum and walk. I forgot to put my cheese in, and I just grab a handful of it. Doesn't need to be a lot. You get whatever cheese you want to get. This is just the 4 cheeses. Kill one bird with, 4 birds with 1 stone. Something like that. And then my bacon bits. I'd have been so mad. And then I just incorporate that. This is going to be so yummy, you guys. Doing the bacon, the reason why you kind of need to get it pretty well cooked, because when I let this cool, it's kind of like letting it rest, like you do your steaks and stuff. And the flavors, like I said, the flavors just pop. But this is much easier doing this than biscuits. And I didn't want to add any more flour to make it thicker. And that's what you'll have to do too when you're making yours, is you go to consistency. This really isn't, well, it could be, you know, ball it up, but it's just, you need it, I guess, drier. Okay, so now back in the oven these go. I'm gonna set this over here. Wipe my thing off. Okay, so now I'm going to turn, I've got a little bit of bacon bits and some bacon grease in here. And this is the rest of my bacon that I'll put in the gravy. So I'm going to turn this on a low. I need my fuel. And I'm going to mix everything in here. I need basically, so what is 4 ounces? So I need 8 ounces. I need a cup of cream cheese. It's not so bad whenever you, because I've made this a lot before, but I've just never doubled the batch. So I wonder if that's a cup. Oh, well, we'll see. And it's just great value. I don't go to a big, huge expense. I think that's more than a cup. So we'll press that down and see where it lands. You know, I'm sure y'all have got recipes that you can convert to low carb. I don't think I could convert mine. Mine was real fat, you know, real good, but okay, so I think we got just about a cup there. And then a third of a cup, I mean 3/4 of a cup, so we need a cup and a half of heavy whipping cream. Ooh, I hope I have enough. Interesting, I gotta quit dripping stuff on my burners. Okay. I'm just not used to doing this with an audience. Okay, so we're going to, this is warmed up a little bit. I'm going to put my cream cheese in here. We're going to do a cup and a half, or as much as I've got here, probably. Woo! Okay, so we got a cup and a quarter. I gotta go to the store. I cannot do without my heavy whipping cream or my coffee. I never drank coffee growing up. My parents did. I mean, I did every once in a while, you know, because you want to, I don't know, fit in. So I did every once in a while. And the only time I really got into coffee, you have to understand I was always from a real small town and didn't have access at those days, you know, even to the, you know, the coffee houses and the drive-throughs and stuff. So when I went to work in Las Vegas construction, when they were having their construction boom back in 2004, I was introduced to Starbucks. Can you believe that? That was, well, 2004. It's 2019. And so I got a little bit hooked on that. Of course, those were sugar-laden, right? And my favorite one was called a zebra, or black and white. And it had white chocolate and dark chocolate. Oh, gosh. And I'd buy the biggest one. And you have to understand, because I wasn't a coffee drinker, yeah, Oh my Lord. I didn't really know that much about caffeine. You know, like I said, I never was a real soda drinker. Iced tea, I did drink iced tea. Yeah, that was a shock to my system, but it was so good I couldn't not do it. But then I, started putting on weight there, and then they had, because it's a big, huge Hispanic community there in Las Vegas, and so they had all these little Mexican cafes, little bitty things, and those roach coaches and everything, and especially on the job sites, they would come and come on the job site, and when I talk about a burrito, it's just a little bitty burrito, and so when I'd order one that big, it would last me for lunch and supper, easy. So anyway, yeah, I kind of put on some weight there. Had to slow my roll with my roach coach visits. Okay, so now I've got this kind of melted down a little bit, and I'm going to slowly add my whipping cream into it. Just a little bit at a time, so not to shock it. To me, it does make a difference. And it keeps the heat kind of even. When you pour it all in, it'll cool down quite a bit. Oh, I forgot my butter. See, I start yakking. And now this is kind of to taste also. But I'm going to put, let me see how much butter, 3 tablespoons. I'll put about 5 tablespoons. If I can get this open. No, I'm going to make it, okay. I'm just going to do half. Okay. So you just kind of, and I've got my burner turned down to about 2.5. And then my salt. Where did I put my salt? Hey, Missy, I tell you she's sneaky. Get out of here. Good Lord. And, just a couple of pinches of my garlic salt. My lid back on. A couple pinches of salt. And then I need a teensy bit of xanthan gum. Now xanthan gum is a thickener. It doesn't. Okay, went off again. Okay, xanthan gum is just a thickening agent. There's not a taste with it. And I'm just going to put a 1/4 teaspoon of that. You just need a very tiny bit of it. See, this one, I've got a whole bunch, but this one package has lasted me a long time. So I'm going to add that along with the rest of my heavy whipping cream. A little bit at a time. See, and I'm making quite a bit of gravy because I'm put it in the fridge and eat it all week. The dishes that you see me make are dishes suited for my system and my blood sugar. So what I make does not affect my blood sugar. Do your research. What might affect me won't affect you, and vice versa. I'll say it in every video when I'm showing a recipe. You test your blood right before you eat something so that you know what your numbers are. Write it down. Then 1 hour after your last bite, you test it again, write that number down. And then 1 hour after that test, you test. And that will give you a range of how far your blood sugars went up with what you ate. And then it also will give you a range of how long it took your numbers to come down. Now, if they don't come down after the second test, that's definitely something you don't need to be having. But these recipes have all been trial and error for me. But the ones that I'm making are suited for my pancreas. Okay, so I'll just dump the rest in. I ain't gonna waste none of this cream. Okay. Oh man, if you could smell this, smell the biscuits. And because of the amount of oils, the butter and the bacon grease in here, you want to keep it on a low to medium heat, but you want to also keep stirring it so that it gets incorporated, so you don't have a certain oil floating on top of your gravy. That's kind of, as far as I know, that's how I was taught. You want to just keep mixing. Now I'm going to add the rest of my bacon in. I'll show you. Look at that gravy. Oh my Lord, y'all. And like I said, all this, after you do the main ingredients, everything else is about seasoning. Okay, so I'm going to turn you off a little bit. I don't got nothing else to say, so I'm going to turn you off for a bit. Okay, y'all, I'm going to take one out of the oven. Try without burning myself. But tell me that does not look good. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to, I'm put this in the fridge in a different bowl, and I can make it another day, because I'm going to have quite a bit here. And all I did was take a fork to make sure it was done in the middle. So I'm going to let this cool off. Turn my oven off. And this is my country cream cheese gravy. Now it does have a cream cheese taste, so if you're not into cream cheese, you might have to substitute cream cheese for something else, but I like cream cheese. So I'm going to turn you off so I can let this sit, let my gravy absorb all those bacon flavors, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I decided to make an egg with it. I waited so long, I'm hungry, but I want you to look at this. This is so moist and so good, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half. Ow, 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 ow. I'm not a very good cutter. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, shit. Shoot. Well, anyway. Voila! Make my egg. Oh, I put some butter on it. And y'all, my cholesterol is good. Like I said, some of the things, because I have a CDL and I drive and I have to have physicals. So there's a lot of things that keep me in check so I know that are good. And I had my tests done all last summer, and they were all good. They were really excited. And then this summer again, it'll just be a ritual. unfortunately. But fortunately, you know, it keeps you in check on what you have to do. Okay. Come on, get up. I'm gonna lay my egg on top of my butter. Look at all this gravy, y'all. I'd invite you for breakfast. And then I'm gonna just put this all on top. Just like that. Man sakes alive. I am so grateful and thankful that these options are out here for us. You know, so many times back in the day, diabetics really just didn't have any options other than drugs. And I choose not to do drugs as long as I can. My drug of choice is my food. So let me see. That's a big chunk of bacon. Oh God, this is so good. The bacon, having the, oh my God, having the bacon ground up in the little grindy thing, put throughout the bread mix, whatever you want to call this. It just, man, it just solidifies it. And like I said, it does have a cream cheese taste. So if you don't like cream cheese, you might have to adapt and use something else. I love this, so I'm cool with it. So alrighty, y'all. This is my country cream cheese gravy, and then the biscuit bread mix. I got off a Facebook group that I belong to. Actually, I'm a lurker, and they've got great information. And this recipe on that Facebook group is called Dwayne's Biscuits. Is it just Dwayne's Biscuits? Dwayne's grain-free and low-carb biscuits. And the Facebook group is Type 2 Diabetes Rebels. Go on, join, stay in the back. I mean, you can go through their files. It'll show you all the stuff that you can't eat. There's so many people that have done real life studies and real life. I mean, there's people there that there's a lot of knowledge. I'll tell you, it saved me. So I'm gonna get to my coffee and finish my breakfast. So alrighty, y'all. I love you. Thank you for hanging around. Adios.